Now, this is a bit of a moment. Luke in Nantong. Where have you been, Luke?
Snowflakes falling all around James. Brexit looming. He was right about the fishes and those bright blue passports. Merry Christmas from Nantong. Hi, James.
Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm too excited again.
Good.
I thought I kind of got used to being on your show, but then so much time's passed that it's back to the level of nerves from the first
you mustn't be nervous. You're probably the best thing that's happened on the programme this year, although it reminds us of happier times when coronavirus felt A, manageable, and B, perhaps you were the first person that alerted us to what a big deal it was. So, I mean, two lines of inquiry, really. You're clearly in fine fettle. What's the situation on the ground in Nantong now? Are things back to normal, or are you still restricted? And then tell me how because I know you're from Leeds originally, how does the old country look from the new country?
Well, I mean, to start with, I first came back to England in summertime, so I've actually been back,
Oh, okay.
And when I arrived, I just
come and
thought
see
to
us.
myself, right, I tried, didn't I? But no. You weren't in the studio, you were still in your little shed.
I'm still in my shed. Now, that could have been a bit of a squeeze.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, yeah. So yeah.
Are you? So what's the score in
China?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know about? I thought you wanted to know my life story, James.
No, that's next. That's for the podcast.
What I wanted to say was that there were. I know, but there was just a poster. That's all that there was there.
Right.
To warn me about quarantine. Nobody took me into anything. But when you come back to China, it was the most intense thing I've ever seen in my life. There's so many people allowed in the airport. We had to wait on the plane for over an hour before we could even offload. Then went to a hotel. I got transferred to a different hotel because I was sat 3 rows behind somebody who had COVID on my plane. So they took me to a more extreme version of the quarantine.
Yeah.
And you just weren't allowed out 2 weeks. So
but that must have been surreal. So you landed here, and I don't think things are much improved. I saw one chap who'd landed from Accra. He described what was happening in Accra and then described what was happening here, and the short version of what was happening here was naff all. So how do you process that? Because China obviously got on top of it first, and you come back to England, and they're behaving... I can't even find the words. Could you?
Well, they're not. It's just not really. No. I honestly thought I'd arrive, and I thought, right, this is going to be checking where I'm going, back to Leeds and everything. And no, nothing. And you can see the difference because I came here, and your passport's taken off you. You put in this hotel. When I was transferred to the other place, I was put in an ambulance.
Seriously?
My clothes were I wondered what had happened to the back of my pants that had gone red. I was sat in a puddle of bleach. It was that intense. You didn't see anyone outside of a costume for 2 weeks.
And
it was really intense.
Well, clearly, and that's a large part of the reason why we've got the second highest new cases in the world, and China isn't even in the top 11 as far as I can tell. So is it now normal life has been resumed in Nantong?
Normal life is resumed in Nantong, but you're warned to not go to other areas of China. And what I've realised over the last 2 days is that we have a different mindset because it's our English mindset is, here's a rule, so let's go as far as we can with the rule.
Yeah, that's
Whereas
interesting.
In China, it's, here's the rule, and why don't you do what's best for everyone? But they don't need to be told to do what's best for everyone, because I was going to go away for Christmas to a different part in China. Yeah. And my boss were like, you can't. So I checked, and the rule said you could.
Yes.
So I'm like, I don't understand why you're saying that I can't go. And I spoke to this taxi driver, and he said, look, what it is if something happens, it'll have consequences on that kindergarten, then the leader of that, and it just rolls on, and everyone will just lose face, and that's just not how it is. So you need to just...
That's beautifully
and I just realised,
put.
it's me and my English mindset.
Well, and a kind of an aversion, or no, it's not even an aversion, is it? It's this notion that actions don't have consequences. That people who talk about personal responsibility are really talking about selfishness. I should be able to do whatever the hell I want. And you're right, that does feel quite close to the bone, actually, when you describe it in those terms. And finally, Luke, what is the tone of coverage? I mean, Chinese media are not exactly reliable. I hope you don't get into trouble for me saying that. But just the big picture, the sense of how UK is being reported with these lorry jams and with the negotiations still ongoing and with this new variant, this new strain and the second wave on the way. How does it look from China?
Oh, James, they're coming to take me away.
Stop it. You can't do those jokes.
It's honestly...
Go on.
It looks bad.
Right.
You know that you say, everybody asks you where you're from and you say England, and then it's just like, you just feel embarrassed because they're just like, what? Seeing what's going on there, it's crazy. But I mean, the thing is, like, how I've seen it, because like I can read Chinese, so I've seen that they name it now that it's England's COVID. So obviously when COVID comes back over here a little bit more, it's just going to be not their fault anymore.
This new strain.
It's nothing to do with that.
Passing the buck is an international language.
Yeah.
And how's your nan?
Oh, yeah. Well, it just... Oh, Grandma's fine.
Good.
Yeah. So it's I'm thinking we're going out for Christmas dinner, and then I'm going to dress up like Santa and go and see all kids in kindergarten and give them a little candy cane.
Fantastic. So, you take care of yourself. Go on.
No, I'm going to meet Santa and take Santa with me. That's right, isn't it?
To the kindergarten.
To the kindergarten, yeah.
Bless
I'm going to meet up with Santa, and then me and him are going to go and see.
I see what
the
you
kids.
did there. Yes, well done. Good work.
No,
well played. Good save,
I thought
Luke.
you'd busted me.
Good save. Good save there. Good save. And I mean it. I'd forgotten how much I like listening to you. Just the sound of your voice has put a smile on every face in the studio, Luke. So thank you for that, and being one of the sort of high points of the show actually in 2020.
Well, I'll take that award, James. Thank you very much. I'll tell my mum. She said, "Oh, I don't like his voice." No, Mum, you just don't like what he says.
I don't know what's worse, being considered marginally funnier than German comedy, or Luke's mum not liking my voice. Luke, you take care.